why you never actually married said man, or why you don't have kids. And she was like, if I had a child, I wouldn't be able to help the millions of girls that I help as a result. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have 3 schools in Africa, and we're about to open one up in the U.S. I could not afford that much of myself into my work if I had children.
Yeah.
Everything ain't meant for everybody.
It's not meant for everybody.
If
so
somebody chooses not to have children or be married, let them be. That's their life. They happy with their decision. Who are we to judge or try to, put that pressure on them to do what we want them to do?
Right.
We're trying to make our own happiness their happiness. It don't never work out like that.
I think we're just trying to catch up. Like, I feel like for a long time, reproduction was essential to our survival. We needed farm hands. Kids was dying early on in age. People was dying earlier in age. Like, we needed people. That's what we need. We got people now. So
it has to be about
now we gotta find some
you
shit.
had one child, and after that, I don't know what that other child.
And exactly. And guess what? No, a lot of times, if it's not a male child, some of those girls end up in brothels. They end up sold because they don't want them.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's real shit. Like,
dark episode.
So don't say we catching up.
Dark Kia. Real dark shit.
That kind of remind me of Darkwing Duck. I used to like that show.
Let's get dangerous.
That was my shit. He did have a list.
Dangerous.
Well, yeah, guys. I thought that was cool. I just wanted to hear everyone's definition because anytime I hear guys talk about it, it's first of all, it's automatic dismissal. Like, oh, that's not real, or they just doing that to attack us, and it's like,
nah, it's real.
I don't think so.
I feel like it's real on both sides, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
When it came to the femininity one, I'm like, I've never heard it. So I'm not gonna lie, my ignorant ass, I was sitting there thinking like, oh, is it a bunch of chicks just out here like, give me that dick, nigga. Like, give me some of that dick. Let me suck this dick. And I'm like, no, you're a bitch, you little bitch. I'm like, damn, you're being toxic.
You want no head, you're toxic.
Exactly. So you should like, you
that
know,
could also be a part. I mean, like, like they'll be like, oh, why he ain't tried you yet? Oh, is he gay? Maybe he just being respectful.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a byproduct of toxic masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Like, but because we're conditioned, we're taught in society. We're taught, oh, well, men are the aggressors. They always want to. So when they're not, you can hear them be like, oh, I just want a man who want to get to know me for me, my mind, my body, and then
I feel
that's cool and good. But then if 2 months go by, oh, why he ain't trying nothing? He don't want me. Is he gay? All of these things, but you getting what you want.
Or he fucking somebody else.
Or he fucking somebody else. Or he fucking yeah.
Trust me, I've seen shit like that happen. You be like, damn, bro, like I'm just trying to get to know you, like. Because, I mean, for somebody like me, like, if I'm taking time with you, that means I actually care about your ass.
Absolutely.
Because if I don't, I'm going to probably try to fuck you the first night.
And you know what's funny? Like,
don't call me. Don't call me. I'm going to call you.
Yeah, all of the men that I've had, like, long-lasting relationships with, we definitely fucked on the first night. All of them.
Oh, no, I'm not saying it can't happen.
Yeah, it can't happen, but I know with me, I'm more so like, hey, like, I know my temperament. Like, I'm not saying, like, if I fuck a chick the first night, like, nothing else will happen, but if I'm really trying to get to know you, like, I want to know everything about you, because I'm mental.
Yeah.
I'm always mental with mine, so I care more about what goes on with you mentally than physically.
I take that back. I didn't have sex with a man on the first night.
Ooh, see?
that's why he's so long.
I actually, no, he wanted to, and I wanted to, but I was like, listen, sometimes when I have sex with people, I don't like them afterwards, and I just don't call them.
Thank you.
So he was like, well, let's just wait then.
That goes back to the old adage of what a Jai said, and I agree. Men are going to try you like you're a hoe until proven otherwise.
I mean,
sad to say,
yeah.
Shout out to the Jai, yo.
We're going to try to fuck you.
If
you be like, nah, I don't get down like that, okay.
Yo, shout out to the big bro.
But even if I do, you still gonna respect me as a lady. Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm saying, we, down the line, of course, we're gonna respect you, but we still gonna try to fuck you that first night, just to see.
Shout out to the big bro. I'm telling you, everybody.
That's what's my girl, Allie Wong. She was like, listen, man, what you need to understand is, if we fuck you on the first night, it's not because we don't respect ourselves. It's because we don't respect you. We don't see a future with you. I was like, damn, dog.
I was about to say, I don't think no man would be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to not respect me this Friday? Because you don't feel a little disrespect.
I'm just saying, like,
I say it goes both ways.
I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like when guys do it, it's like, oh, she don't have no respect for herself, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, nah, I just wanted to fuck, the same as you. Like, that's it. Like,
I I don't respect dudes who say
But you know what the problem is? A lot of females, just in my experience, like they try to beat around the bush of saying it. Like they be like, I don't really do this, but
I don't normally do this, but
you know
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Like,
I ain't never said I don't normally do this.
Look, if I see you feeling on my dick and it's the first time, I'm like, oh yeah, you do this.
Right.
Come on, let's talk.
It's just like that old Biggie skit. She's like, I don't usually do this, and she be braining them up crazy. Like, bitch, you suck dick before.
He said,
I ain't about to play coy with you, dog.
Braining them up.
Braining them up.
I ain't with that shit. I ain't about to play coy with you.
I'm gonna slope.
I'm gonna just be
that
frank.
slow throat.
I'm gonna be frank. I'm gonna be honest.
It was something else I wanted to talk about. Not so much the music, but because I haven't heard the album, but
Kanye.
We talked about that briefly.
Yeah, because I watched the interview. You know, for those who don't know,
The interview with Big Boy.
Yeah,
no,
I watched that one. It was good.
No, I didn't watch it. It was an interview with this guy, rapper named My Son.
Oh, My Son.
Yeah. He was on a site that I follow on YouTube called Sonnetter TV. It's very pro-black type of page. But he just did a quick interview and the dude was asking what he thought about it. And his whole position was not so much about the music, but he felt like Kanye only reps Jesus when it's money involved. His first big hit with Jesus Walks, and he's like, you know, he was doing his Sunday service thing leading up to the album. But he was like, you never really heard him talk about Jesus no other time, repping him that hard until it's time for him to release an album or it's a song on his album. But so is it really him being genuine about his love for Jesus, or is it just about a paycheck? You know what I'm saying?
Marketing ploys.
Right. Which I'm not at liberty to say. I haven't heard the album, and you know nobody can. Because the guy was like, well, how can you really say that? You know, he might have really changed his life. Like, because, you know, Kanye was saying that he didn't want people involved in his album. He wanted to abstain from sex and stay away from premarital sex. And he was like, man, that nigga just said, what'd he say? You're such a fucking hoe and I love it. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, and, you know, he's like, the rap music is the devil's music. And like, man, you just talking about, you know, rap shit like not too long ago.
My thing is, like, why is everybody taking Kanye serious at this point still?
I
like,
totally
why
agree
are
with
you
that.
fucking
I totally agree with that.
Why are you taking him seriously at all?
We done said this shit, I don't know how many episodes about like, bro, I do not take these people serious, man. Like,
they can do whatever the fuck they want. They got millions of dollars. They can be repping Jesus today and saying he like talking shit about Jesus the next day. And guess what? They will not get penalized for it because they
said talking shit about him.
I'm serious though. They will
bro.
Not get penalized for that shit because they rich as fuck. They're not
what my son said too. About
you know what I'm saying? They don't gotta worry about fucking going to fucking work tomorrow or some shit. They can say, I'm taking a day off because they the fucking business owner. You know what I'm saying? They don't gotta worry about that shit.
I mean, that's an interesting. I never really thought about it that way, but I could see how someone would see it that way. I didn't really. I guess when he came out, he came out with Jesus Walks, but even then, like, he wasn't a huge. To me, it wasn't the same. Like, he came out with Jesus Walks, but the rest of his songs were just like him talking about his experiences in Chicago and shit, and how, if I'm not mistaken, that was like the first album, right? Where like, so that was a part of it because his father was a pastor. You know what I'm saying? So even in the lyrics, like, he was like, you know, he was lost. Like, this is all I know, so shit, let me see what Jesus know. You know, show me the way, that kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. So I see. And then, you know, I guess I see a progression that I can believe to be authentic. Like, he went from that, he started making lots of money. You know, a lot of times the story is, you know, you lose your way, you know, when you get to where you want to be or whatever, and then his mother passed away, and apparently that made him feel some type of way towards God as well. And now he's, I guess, after whatever conversation he had with Chance the Rapper, he feels like he's now, you know, back, and for all intents and purposes, even how he handles what he said to his wife and about his kids, like, he's very serious about modesty and honoring God or what have you. So, I mean, I don't have a reason to think that it's just a ploy. But I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, people fall in and out of religion.
That's
a lot.
That's why I'm like.
That's one thing, you falling out of religion, but when you fall into religion, it's always when there's money on the line. That's what my son said.
But I would have to disagree, because the other album, he's had albums in between where he it was successful and it wasn't religious based. Like even Jesus Walk, it wasn't a Christian album. That was one song on a rap. The rest of the songs were just basic shit where he was talking about his life.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So he's saying, okay, whenever you mention Jesus, it's either on an album or it's building up to an album. So it's like, oh my bad. So he's like, whenever, like in between the Jesus Walks and the Sunday service and whatever, there was really no other mention of Jesus in any of your songs.
No, and at that time he had already said that he didn't like. He had said that he had turned away from God. Like in between those, he was like,
so then he was like, I think he was like, from this point on, if he's sincere about it, then he has to be consistent with his whole.
Oh, yeah.
So because if he falls out of it again, and then we don't hear about Jesus for 5 years, and then he does some other album or some kind of platform with Jesus, but it's always some business around that, around that platform, it's going to look ingenuine. You know what I'm saying?
Like based on what Josh is like consistency is key, right? And already the reason why we kind of don't like listen to Kanye is because he has not been consistent about what he says. You know what I'm saying? He may say one thing like we were just saying, and then say something totally different.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like why it's like, okay, I understand if you learn some shit, but until I myself see it.
This is the first album that I've seen where, like I said, this is his first gospel album. This is his first time I've seen him do like a real life change for his religion. Like I've never.
Yeah, I've never listened to albums.
I never listen. I don't plan on listening to it, but I don't plan on. But like I said, like he has his church, his gospel church. He's touring. His entire life is like focused on this, and I've never seen him like this before.
Yeah, so, maybe he found some shit, but we'll see. Give it time.
Maybe
there's a lot of people who's done gospel shit. I'm not gonna say any names, but
R. Kelly is come out with his song.
I didn't want to say it.
But and even when I saw some clips from the Big Boy interview or whatever, and to me, it sounds like I've never seen him. I haven't seen him in quite some time be concerned with like what the public thinks, in my opinion. So I don't see him doing this just for sales, I guess. Like even if he has been inconsistent, he's been concrete in what he thought or believed at the time, regardless of whether people liked it or not. So he did have me laughing in that Big Boy interview though. He was like, I was canceled before cancel culture was even a thing. And I was like,
he was. You should watch it. It's pretty interview.
He cracked me up, dog. I was dying laughing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I ain't wrote him off. I've never been a huge Kanye fan, so I didn't feel betrayed when whatever took place or whatever he said. I try to understand, where he coming from and what he mean by what he said.
I don't listen to like a lot of celebrities in general. I try to make my own opinions on shit.
I just think that I'm a fan of some of his music. I think he's a great artist and rapper. I just think some of the things he does outside of the booth can be questionable or whatever, or controversial. And I just think that people just take his actions and his words way too serious. And I just think that's just, to me, it's like, stop worrying about what the fuck Kanye got going on. Worry about your own journey. Like that's his journey.
It is his journey.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's baffling to me that, and as a whole, to make it a huge generalization, like Black people wrote him off for his comments in aligning himself with Trump, but there are so many other artists and people who have done worse. Yeah. And they not written off.
Yeah, I don't see Kanye out here like killing people or some shit. It's like I don't see him do none of that. You know what I'm saying? So he might be saying some wild shit, but he really ain't doing
wild,
anything.
But still his opinion.
Yeah, it's his opinion. So you can't really be too mad at him. He's not really.
Shit. What you?
Here's the thing. What's the worst thing you can be mad at Kanye for?
not putting out a good album.
That's it. That's it.
I'm not really mad for shit besides him not putting out a good album.
Yeah.
He don't control my bills and my lifestyle. So
to all the Christian folk, like the one I'm really baffled by the Christian folk. Like y'all supposed to believe in the power of change and how the Holy Ghost could
That's
come
a
in.
whole other conversation.
All this other stuff, and y'all just out here talking about, oh, you know, it's not okay and blah blah blah. Like the biggest thing is to spread the gospel, and regardless of whether you like it or not, he is touching some people. Yep. Like it ain't nothing but young people in that choir. For the longest time, my generation, maybe the generation before me, like there's been a mass exodus from the church. You know what I'm saying? So he's made it interesting for some young people again. At the very least, y'all should be happy about that. I would think. I mean, damn.
We live in a PC culture, so I don't know if we can even say he's touching someone.
Okay.
Inspiring someone.
All right.
I'm saying.
Yeah. So
it's okay to be touched if you want to be touched.
Oh my
God. Nasty.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
it's only wrong if you don't want to be touched.
You nasty.
Mercy.
Yeah. But shut up, boy. But man, I think this was this was a pretty good episode, man. I don't think there's anything else we can add to this. For the people who
Rick and
are
Morty in
listening.
2 weeks, guys.
I know, right?
Morty.
But,
Morty. We're in 2 weeks. Yeah.
But
that producer died too. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. But for the people that are listening, for the people that's on our live, we're gonna be now doing this on Wednesdays. Wednesday. Instead of doing it on Thursday. So if anybody's listening or watching it, y'all can catch us on there, I guess.
Sorry about the live, guys, because this internet been fucking up. Like it's been.
Where you got the AOL? You want an AOL shit, bro?
I don't know.
It's been bad.
Maybe it's too many people connected to it. I don't know. So
I mean, that's zero, bro.
I don't know.
That's zero.
Bruh, I ain't just gonna ask.
I haven't heard that in a long time. Varnish commercials used to come on UPN. That's how old that shit is.
Does Varnish even still exist though?
Hell no.
I think it does. That's where I saw commercials the other day.
Okay.
Oh man.
So if we don't have anything else to add to this episode, this was your boy Sean, Mr. NJ Brick City.
Just
Any Hardaway.
yeah, boy.
I'm not mad at that.
Bang bang.
Okay. R.I.P. to John Lisbon. And shout out to everybody, Jake, Joe, Ajay, all those guys. Shout out to all those guys. And you're here, stupid. But this is the Unfamous Podcast. We'll holler at you guys later. All right.
Ready.
Peace.